Hi! I haven't done a video in a while, so I actually pulled this one out. I had to clean on it a little bit. It's a shame a guitar like this sits in the case and don't get to be played. This is the 1992 Jackson Rhoads LTD, and this is number 130 of 200. Of course, some had the locking tremolo like this one, and some had the tremolo like Randy's had. More so, I want to go over kind of some of the specifications on these. There's not a lot of. It's hard to find stuff on the web, and don't bother calling Jackson, because I have twice, and they say it's before they took over the custom shop and took over, and they have no records. Seems like to me they'd be wanting to find out, because I had simple questions. I mean, I heard mixed things about what the body's made of and things like that, but here's a shot of the headstock. Before anybody starts about that's a fake Rhoads. Was that made of Chinese rare guitars? No, for some reason, and I've noticed it on a lot of these. The logo fades. Ed Roman's got one that you can't even see the logo anymore. So to me, that just adds more character and proves it. That's what it is. A guy at Jackson told me in an email that if they get a lot of sunlight, they'll fade. Well, this one doesn't see sunlight at all. But anywho, it's got the Jackson tuners on it, and locking nut, and the Randy Rhoads truss cover, ebony fretboard, block inlays, 22 fret. This is like a Gibson Les Paul scale, which I'm sure Randy wanted that because he liked Les Pauls. And this guitar, oddly enough, you can go from a Les Paul to this guitar, and this has got 10s on it. Normally for me, a guitar with a trim system on it, I need 9s in order to where if I switch from one guitar to the other, the tension feels the same. Of course, there too, I've always noticed that with guitars with 24 fret. But my Les Paul traditional with the Floyd Rose feels like this too. So that's nice. It's got a small neck on it. I mean, it's had a Jackson Soloist SL2 that I bought from Ed Roman. One of the first snakeskin SL2s he got in. And the neck's, it's a Jackson neck. It's thin and wide and real comfy. And of course there's the toggle switch. I changed the tip to a brass one. I still have the black one. And there we get a shot of the back. Tell us why I shot a video bass backwards. Anyway, Seymour Duncan distortion in the bridge. SH6? SH4? SH6? I think it's 6. Then jazz. Not a big fan of the jazz pickups. I like a 59. A lot warmer. Seems like a jazz is kind of tinny, but you know, Randy never used a neck pickup. Schaller. Tremolo right there. It's branded Jackson, but it's a Shaler. Sesame seed chicken with some pork fried rice. Anyway, good tremolo system. I've had early Hamers, Chaparral Elite, had a Schaller. Worked great. You know, it just looks a little different to Floyd. You know, where you tighten in the string and the saddle is shorter. It's out of the way. But yeah, good trim system. I have threatened to put a Floyd on this one, but probably better off putting a sustain block. And of course, it's got the jack plate right there. Yep. And I think that's pretty much covers that. Oh, the big thing. This body is maple. It's not poplar. The black Rhoads that came out after this one, of course, came out before Randy got killed. It was made of poplar, but these are made out of maple. And thanks to Sully at Sully's Guitar Garage, he was the first person to actually answer my question and knew what it was made out of. Since then, I found an article in I don't know if it was a Guitar World or it wasn't a Guitar Player, but Guitar Praise Musician, something like that. But that told specifications, and since then I have found stuff here and there that give the rundown on it. So for all you people out there that wondered, it's made out of maple, and it's pretty darn close to weighing as much as a Les Paul, which is why they sound really good, but they still have it's got a distinct tone characteristic to it, and it reminds me a lot of, I had an original ESP Kamikaze, and of course those had baseball necks and a maple body, and that thing was a tone monster. I mean, it really was. Some ways I wish I had that one back, but at that point in time, I was playing like, you know, ESP M2s and M2 Customs that had slimmer necks, Jacksons, Ibanez, and I mean, you go to that Kamikaze, and it was like somebody slapped a classical neck on a electric guitar. But you know, as years have went on, I understand why. A lot of tone in the neck, a lot more wood there, and you know, it seems like your hands don't get as uncomfortable. It's weird, it's odd, but I think that's it. Oh, my strap. Yeah, I know. It's not like Randy's. I know. It's okay. I promise. This is a Zach Wild replica that come from AF Designs. They do the snakeskin straps, and they do a lot of the relic straps. They do like the John Sykes, the Phil Lynott, Gary Moore, and they do the Randy snakeskin. They do the Randy Pyramid. The only thing I didn't like about it, I had one of those. It was a lot thinner, the width, and it had that funky chain in the back. This has actually got a leather strap that buckles, about like the freaking thing's wide too. But this is a Zach Wild, so yeah, I know it's a lot bigger, but it's the same concept and it looks really cool. So check those guys out. I think they're snakeskinstraps.com. Jen and Andy, great people to work with. They'll help you any way they can. They've made a lot of straps for me. Most of them snakeskin, and then I've got John Sykes that goes in my black custom, and comfy straps. Real comfortable. But yeah, this is you get a chance to own one of these, I strongly suggest it. It's probably one of the best playing Jacksons that you'll ever play. You know, a lot of people